So the coolest thing happened to me today. My dad actually gave me something, and he hasn't in a long time. And the reason he gave me this was because I build drones and components for drones and circuit boards, power distribution boards for drones at my company. And so I've had a lot of interest in drones for quite some time, and he finally got on board and realized that it was actually a growing industry. So he went and picked this up at Costco for 79 bucks, and I think with tax, it's still under $100. He went and picked it up and basically said, "Hey, look, they have these on the shelf, and you can just pick it up." The drones that I build are more hobby grade custom builds, whereas this is just a full package for beginners. And actually over here it says the skill level is for intermediate to advanced. So this is a drone that you can buy off the shelf. It has everything already installed and it's ready to fly. I'm just gonna basically go through this with you. I don't know anything about this brand. I do not know anything about this drone, so I'm just gonna unbox this and show you exactly what you're getting if you pay 79 bucks at Costco. So we start off with the box. It says it's performance grade RC, unlimited replacement parts for 1 year. Obviously there's an asterisk, so there's probably some caveats where they're like, oh, you can have free stuff, but blah 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 blah, and they'll list all the things that aren't eligible. It says it has new air pressure sensor system, locks altitude and midair, so that's really cool. A lot of these more expensive drones, the DJI Phantom, the 3D Robotics, you'll see those guys having a lot of capability where they can basically fly around autonomously. We can just program them to fly from point A to point B to point C and then come back home and land. And then they also have like altitude hold. You can hold it at a low altitude or a high altitude and just lock it in there. And if the wind kind of pushes it downward or upward, it'll kind of just go back to where it needs to go. Not sure exactly how good that system or that sensor system is in this because it's such a cheap drone, but these things are getting advanced and they're better than what they were when the Parrot drone came out back 4 or 5 years ago or more. So this is called the Altitude 2.0. I guess there was a 1.0 before. 2.4 gigahertz technology, or the communication between the controller and the drone that runs on this band right here. So this is pretty much what a lot of drones do use. And it says it has HD camera and altitude stabilization technology. Wide range digital radio allows flight up to 500 feet. So you can't go like a mile with this thing. You can only go 500 feet. But when it's something that you're not using FPV with, that's kind of a far distance. And it says it has 6-axis gyro. So basically, that's saying that it has a 6-axis. So it can move like 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I don't know 5, 6. But basically, it's just all verbiage to sell you on this as if it's a very advanced drone for bang for the buck. So it could allow for different modes, push 360 for aerial stunts, so that's cool. This thing, you can kind of just take it off and make it spin around, and it has that capability here. We'll see how easy that is, but for right now I'm just going to unbox it and show you what's around the box and what's inside and what you're going to get. Air pressure sensors, they're really pushing on this. Stable video footage. Okay, so this has a camera. It also comes with a digital controller, 2 Li poly batteries. That means lithium polymer. In the industry, we call them LiPo. And these LiPo batteries are often used in drones. Actually, probably most drones out there. So it has a micro SD card and a micro SD card reader, calibration table, and additional replacement parts are included. And obviously the built-in HD camera. Not sure exactly how powerful that camera is, if it's like 720p or 1080 or whatnot. But as you can see, the box right here is altitude. Pretty much just kind of gives you the selling points in picture form. So it does say outdoor only. So a lot of drones cannot be flown indoors. and because it's dangerous, first of all, and they don't have the capability to do so inside. Some drones nowadays, like the DJI, you're able to fly them indoors. They have different camera systems and LiDAR systems to basically, I think they have LiDAR, I'm not sure, but they have different cameras and various sensors to allow you to fly them indoors, but this one, not the case. So I'm just going to quickly go around the box, see if there's anything else that okay, ages 14 and plus, so this is a great gift for a middle schooler or just somebody that's getting into high school that's interested in drones and you don't want to shell out, you know, a couple $1,000s for it. Other than that, you have the battery warnings over here. Obviously, with any battery, you want to discard batteries with care. If you don't know how to discard a battery, go online and Google it. Never throw it away in the trash can. It's the worst thing you could ever do, and you know, I don't recommend it. So other than that, just some warning symbols and signs and whatever that people often ignore. So I'm just gonna bust this open real quick, and then I'm gonna show you what we get on the inside. All right, so I managed to get this little beast out of that. One little thing I wanted to say is it was really freaking hard to get it out. As you can see, I pretty much had to destroy some of this in order to free it, and the controller was the hardest part to get out. Also, there were some twisty ties that were tying this down, and my scissors were a little too big to even cut them, and I was afraid that I was going to damage the side of this, so I ended up getting nail clippers and just clipping it off, and so I got it finally out, you know, out of the box. My first impression is this is very light, very light. I'm saying it's definitely maybe a pound or less. So it's very, you know, I'm not sure how powerful it'll be, but it seems like if these motors are good, it'll take off pretty quick, and it'll be a really fun toy to have. Again, this is great for beginners. It seems like it's just like, you know, it's made to kind of crash into things, very cheaply built. So if your kid or, you know, somebody that you know is interested in this type of RC vehicle, they can go ahead and go to Costco and get one. So I just wanted to kind of go over the controller first. It has a little screen here. I think over here it'll display your battery life, how fast you're going, and other things, but I'll turn that on a little bit. This review is just going to be basically unboxing review. I'll post probably separate videos where I'm actually testing all this stuff out and flying it around, but then, you know, this video would be very lengthy if I were to do all the testing and all that, but just kind of giving you an overview of what you're going to get with this box. Again, I kind of studied the manual beforehand. So this is for the trim right here, you know, like left and right trim and up and down. I usually don't use those, and if you're a beginner, you could just forget about those for now and just kind of use these. Obviously, these are the controls, and you can find everything in here in the manual. It'll tell you exactly what the controls are and how to kind of do tricks, how to make it rotate. So it's kind of comprehensive in that sense. You know, if you are completely unfamiliar with flying a drone or anything like that, this will give you a quick rundown here. Obviously, I'm not going to go through it, but it is helpful to have this. So on your free time, you can just go ahead and read this. Again, just quickly going over the controller, they do have buttons for camera. I think this is just to toggle it on and off. Stunt mode, I think maybe if you press this, it'll do a stunt, like maybe like a flip or whatnot. So that'll be kind of neat to see. One of the things that it didn't really mention on the packaging over there was Autoland. That's pretty cool. And that, you know, if you press this, it'll just, wherever this is, it'll just come down and land by itself. You won't have to push the stick down and do it manually. And then speed settings. You can press this, like, I think low, medium, and high, and then obviously this indicator will change. But, you know, if you want to kind of restrict your speed and you want to kind of go take it slow, you can put a limit on it, and that's to change it. So you can release full power or just keep it at, you know, like a third power or whatever it is. So other than that, let's go over this thing. I'm pretty sure you guys are curious about seeing this more in depth, so I'm just going to kind of go over the, you know, some of the parts. This is the propeller. One thing I wanted to mention is that the gray part, I believe, is the front part. Yes, it is, and you can confirm that by checking out this camera here. This camera probably is like a Mobius camera. You can find these on the internet for like 20 bucks or maybe even 50 bucks, but they're small, they're durable, they're cheap, and so a lot of these drone companies are kind of using those. The black propellers indicated the back part. Not much to this little beast here. Right here it has an arrow where my middle finger is, and it says pull, and I'm assuming that's where the battery compartment is. So they do give us 2 batteries, as you can see, just little blue, these 2 blue things right here, blue and black. So that's cool, and then they do give you an extra set of props. You're probably going to need these, especially if you're flying around and you're kind of an amateur. You're going to crash this for sure. It happens to everybody, so don't worry. But in case you do mess up, you have an extra set, and I'm sure if you break all of them, you can probably reorder them from the manufacturer or somewhere on eBay or Amazon. Other than that, this is the charger and all that. I'm not going to get into that. This is a calibration stand, so every drone needs to know what is, where it is and how level it is, or you kind of have to reset the system. So that'll help the drone kind of fly properly and efficiently. And the calibration steps are obviously highlighted in this manual here. One last thing I wanted to kind of go over was just the bottom chassis. There's nothing else to it. You can kind of see some hardware back there, like the PCB and wiring. But other than that, it's very simple. You get some warning thing right here saying important. You need to watch this video. It'll probably help. Honestly, probably tell you everything in a nutshell. And then if you're having problems, you can go ahead and contact these guys here directly and join the flight club. And then obviously people want to care about 90-day limited warranty. You have 90 days to see if you like this thing. If it breaks, you can go ahead and return it. Costco does have a 90-day return policy. I'm not sure I'm not sure if they'd accept it if you provide a broken box like that, but I think they're pretty good with returns. So you're gonna have 90 days to return this if you don't like this, if your son doesn't like this, your daughter doesn't like it. But other than that, this is the Propel or Propel. I don't know, a lot of people say it in different ways, but I say Propel here in the United States, in Texas. It's called the Altitude 2.0. You can buy this at Costco. I'm gonna be posting videos about this. Actually, you know what? One thing that you probably want to know is this thing takes 6 AA batteries, and this thing flies for about 10 minutes on full charge. Just FYI, and it takes about 1 to 2 hours, 80 minutes to 100 minutes to charge those. So before I wrap it up, that's all I wanted to tell you. Other than that, if you have 80 bucks laying around, you can have this. And if you don't want to spend 80 bucks, there are cheaper versions on the internet that you can find that are really fun, and it'll kind of inspire you if you've just been thinking about getting into the drone industry. And then some people will just get bored with it real quickly, and then they never touch it again. So don't go out there and spend thousands of dollars on a high-tech drone if you don't really need it. But this is a good starter. It's a good gift for people. Just be careful, don't fly around people, and just don't be stupid. Otherwise it puts a lot of heat on this industry. Anyway, thanks for watching. Subscribe to my channel. I'm gonna post additional videos of me testing this little sucker out, and eventually I'm gonna review the DJI Phantom 4. I do have it in a box. I just haven't opened it, and that'll be something that's more advanced. So if you want a behind the scenes look at something that's very advanced, that'll be coming out pretty soon on my channel. Anyway, thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you guys next time.